Hello, KCIW listeners, and welcome to Curry Café. I'm volunteer Rick McNamer with your host, Ray Gary, KCIW's famous radio personality and influencer we've added today. Now, and doing the real hard work in the engineering booth is Mr. Michael Gorse. Thank you, Michael. We'd also like to thank Michael, Tony Stoddard, and his son Joey for refabricating our studio with new mic stands so we can now actually see everyone we're talking to. Thanks, fellas. Fantastic job. Now, every Sunday here at Curry Café, we put together a panel of guests to discuss topics of interest in our community. Listeners can participate in our show by texting in questions or comments to 541-661-4098. Again, that's 541-661-4098. And before we begin, I would like to let our listeners know that KCIW is an all-volunteer community radio station that depends on our volunteers, sponsors, underwriters, and local businesses with their generous donations to keep us on the air. If you'd like to help us out, please go to kciw.org. And speaking of support from our local businesses, KCIW and Curry Café would like to thank our sponsor, Z Clean Laundry, located at 1107 Chetco Avenue here in Brookings. Z Clean will wash and fold your laundry within 2 to 3 days after drop-off and will rush the order if you need it sooner. They also handle large loads like comforters. They offer dry cleaning and can handle linen services also. KCIW appreciates and thanks Z Clean for their generous support for community radio. Now, here's Mr. Ray Gary to tell us about today's show.
I'm more interested in today's introduction. They're getting longer and longer. Maybe we should just call this the Rick Introduces Show.
I was getting jealous of your airtime, so I thought I'd throw some more stuff in there.
Okay, well, we have two people here today who are movers and shakers, I guess, in the film festival coming up this week, and they're here to tell you all about it. If we can keep Dan awake. Sure, you want to start up by
It's difficult when you're talking, Ray.
Well, thanks for having us on the show today, Ray and Rick. It's always a pleasure to be here and to get to talk about all the exciting things that are happening with the 4th Annual Wild Rivers Film Festival right here in Brookings, Oregon, starting next Thursday, August 13th.
Big stuff, big doings.
Before we get into that, you've just returned from a whole month in Italy?
A whole month in Italy.
Okay. Do you want to
Don't get mad at me now. There's a lot of haters out there.
Really? We don't like Italy anymore?
Oh, I love Italy.
No, I mean, are they on a list of some bad countries?
Oh, no. I think people are just a little upset that I've spent a whole month away from Brookings as the film festival is gearing up. I have to apologize.
We got it under control. You're good.
Yes, our crew has done an amazing job.
Sue Wright is back and on fire.
Okay. Dan?
Yes, sir.
Do you have some lies about yourself that you want to tell us?
Let's see. Yeah, probably a few. No, I'm super excited. You know how much I love you guys and how much I love this town.
Okay.
I know this is my second home. Never thought it would be, but every time I fly into Medford and I get to drive, through the switchbacks and end up in Brookings, it just reminds me of coming home or going to camp. When you were a kid and you went to camp and it was like the best week of your life. That's how I feel when I'm here. So I'm happy to be here and happy that the festival's going great. We got a bunch of great documentaries this year. It's been a year for docs. Mm-hmm. Really interesting.
One of my faves, of course.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I think, and I mentioned this with Doc and Jacques, is that I run the Orlando Film Festival as well. So 18 years I've been running that. And every year we have narrative after narrative after narrative, and it's like we have a big mix, documentaries and narratives. This year at the Orlando Film Festival, we had out of 398 last year films that were submitted. This year for 2026, only 192.
That's a big drop.
It's a huge drop, and I believe it to be, number one, I think it's economy, things that we've...
Well, that's always a story lately.
Think it's partially that, but I also think that it's the advancement in AI, because narrative costs a lot more than documentary to shoot. So I think narrative features, something that would cost you $500,000 and you wouldn't bat an eye 2 years ago. Now you're going, well, I can get my establishing shots. I can get my drone shots. I can get my wide angle shot. A lot of things that can be now not perfectly yet, but I think that they're waiting. I think they're waiting to see what it's going to do over the next year. Instead of dropping, 500,000, maybe they can get the same film done for 300 and nobody knows the difference.
A couple of years ago, I decided to take photography back up. I used to do a lot of wildlife photography.
Yeah.
So I opened up Lightroom that I still had on the computer.
Okay.
And looked at the new features.
Adobe Lightroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I was all done looking at the new features, I decided I didn't want to be a photographer anymore because you can literally, being a wildlife photographer, first of all, you have to find the animal, then you have to find it in somewhat of an interesting setting, interesting pose, all that kind of stuff. Not anymore, no. I bring up anything in a field, I push the button that says select subject. Somehow it knows it's the elk, not the tree, and then you type you type in where you want this elk to be, and within just a few minutes he's in the Amazon, he's in Alaska. I have pictures of the port here with snow-capped mountains in the background and beautiful. Photography's not any fun for me anymore. It's just taking it all out.
I wouldn't lose that love, though, Ray. I mean, I look at AI as a tool for sure.
Yeah.
And I believe that it is beneficial in certain circumstances. Now, it doesn't allow you to just say, I'm a wildlife photographer because I can take an AI elk and stick him in a bar having a beer, with the logo of the Rick and Ray show on his T-shirt. Which you could do.
Yes.
You could literally go into ChatGPT right this
But
second.
you don't get the joy of seeing that. So
there's no challenge to doing it.
No, there isn't.
None
But
whatsoever.
Just having traveled in Italy, being a photographer and having a photographer's eye allows you to see things that other people would just pass by.
Right, yeah.
Details and just,
I remember seeing a spread of just abandoned shoes.
Yes.
Did you ever see that?
I haven't seen that one, but I love old doors, windows, architectural details.
The things that photographers pick up on. So
Yeah.
just look at it like a tool and you don't have to use it. You can dodge and burn for as much as you want. I remember I had an old Minolta XL 100 camera. That's where I started doing still.
Yeah.
And it had a light leak.
Oh, what?
A light leak that came in.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So it leaked a little light on the photos. And it made the photos so cool.
Yeah.
I never got the light leak fixed because it made them unique. They were like mine.
My first digital camera was a Minolta, forget the model number, but it was hot stuff at the time. It was all of 7 megapixels, which really impressed people. But it was not very good for a wildlife photographer because, you didn't have interchangeable lenses. But most of my stuff was close up anyway, lizards, snakes, and flowers and stuff. And you take the picture, and then you wait 15, 20 seconds for it to load.
Yeah.
This is not acceptable.
Time,
no.
not anymore.
My current camera does 10 frames a second.
Remember the Leicas, the old Leicas, where you're shooting on film, and it's a fixed lens, but the lens is like inside just the smallest little camera was $1,000 lens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leica used to make some really great stuff.
Boy, my gosh, I'm feeling like a Luddite here with all the fancy
I'm getting
talk.
even with you because we have guests here all the time that have lived in or did something in Northern California. And the two of you, I used to go to that gas station with the waitress. Yeah. So I'm getting even with you.
Okay. Ray and I are having a bit of a domestic struggle today. No. But I do want to ask both of you again, and so Sue and Dan, do you think the AI is a positive for film festivals, independent film festivals then? Dan, you obviously do. And that's fine.
It's not to the point yet that's perfect, but I don't even know if you know this. I did program one AI film. And the reason I programmed it is because I want the conversation. I want people to understand that this is on the horizon. It's not going away.
It's here to stay.
And just because you made a film using AI doesn't make you not an artist. You're just using a different tool. Think about it. Okay, so imagine in the caveman days, I wanted to have a little.
I feel like I'm there sometimes.
I can imagine hanging out with Ray. It probably seems like that quite a bit.
You think?
Sorry, Ray. You know I love you. Anyway, so they're banging on rocks, making music, right? So then somebody takes the skin from a yak and covers it over something, and now they got a better sounding. And now flash forward all the iterations of the drum and how that has become a tool. I have a keyboard. I have an 88 Kurzweil at home, 88 weighted keys. I can turn that into a drum machine.
Right.
Boom, boom,
Right.
boom.
Yeah.
And I can do that all on my keyboard. So where do you draw the line at this isn't cool?
This is just another tool.
It's another tool.
You know,
and it's how you use it, and it doesn't
Affirmative.
make you not an artist if you
I
use
agree.
it and you still create a good film.
That's what I always told people about Photoshop, my photography friend. I never use Photoshop. I said, why not? That's the art in it.
I was using it today. Sorry, Ray.
If you're a painter and you're painting a mountain, and you say, boy, that could sure use a tree, paint the damn paint in, but you can't do that in photography.
Except
As far as AI in the movies, I watched a movie the other day that one of the main characters was an octopus. Now, you will not be able in any way, shadow, or form to
it's great.
My octopus.
No, there's a
there's
new
a
one.
doc about an octopus.
There's a new one, and it's a narrative film.
Yeah, I can't think of the
Is
name.
AI or not AI?
It's like Special Creatures or something like
The
that.
octopus is obviously AI. When you first see it, it's just kind of doing octopus things around a tank, but then it starts interacting
Escaping
with.
and, yeah.
But is it CGI, computer-generated imagery, or AI making it look like a real octopus in its real environment? I didn't see the film, so I'm
I
asking.
don't know what the hell you're talking about, but
Okay. Oh,
it looked. I don't know if it was AI or CGI or whatever, but it looked like an octopus.
like a real octopus in real
Yeah, I mean, that had the
that's-
suckers up on the glass and
It's holding hands. with
yeah, all the things
keeper.
that
Yeah,
octopus do, or for that matter, you can go back to Jurassic Park, even.
Right.
It's they'll
First
look
time I
at
saw
that.
blew my mind. I'm looking at. I grew up reading. Remember the
big
evolution?
dinosaur. Yes, big dinosaur guy here.
I loved reading those books, and then I see them on the screen, and I went, "That looks real,"
Yeah, it was.
and it was. It was at the time. Yeah.
But then, both Ray and I, big fans of the original King Kong. Which
Oh, my
was
goodness, yes.
1935 King Kong.
something like
Oh, yeah,
30
Or
yeah.
Fay
yeah.
Ray King Kong.
Oh, no. Oh,
Original.
Fay Ray.
Yeah.
Fay Ray,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, so that was 71-ish, 70. It was
31.
Yeah, it feels right. Feels
And
right.
it was, it was just amazing.
Yeah.
It took you a couple of minutes of saying King Kong to eliminate any of the jerkiness or any of the stuff. And it was perfect.
Yeah, and
not to mention it was
Built that giant hand and
yeah,
in the studio.
and it was a
It just takes an innovation and somebody with the creativity to think of how can we make it look.
Spielberg with Jaws, right?
yeah.
So you know the story behind that. So they weren't even
I saw
going to
the
release it.
Yeah, I saw the documentary about
Yeah.
Spielberg making Jaws. It's
It was
pretty
the
fascinating.
editor saved that movie. Yeah. And now it's a classic.
Oh, it is a classic.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't, of course, I didn't see whether it was their Jaws 2, 3, and 4. I'm not quite sure, but I
Good.
think they get worse.
Jaws.
Yes, they get beyond worse.
It gets weird.
Right.
I lived in the town that Amity is representing. Peter Benchley wrote the original book about a town called Amity.
Okay.
But it was actually West Hampton on Long Island. Everything was the same. And in the book, the biologist is really kind of not the nicest guy.
It's not the Richard
and-
Dreyfuss
and-
cuddly.
Yeah.
And he runs off with the chief's wife for a little tryst. And he's describing going to the restaurant where they're going. And I know the restaurant they were going to and the little hotel next to it. But and my brother lived in the town where they were making the movie.
Yeah.
That's a fascinating fact. That's one of the reasons I've been
He was there while they were making
Well, they
No.
incorporated
Oh, it
a
just
lot
happened.
of locals in that.
that.
film.
I think, I guess they had to.
But
Yeah, you wouldn't want to ship them all in. That'd cost you.
I know everybody genuflects when they say the word Spielberg.
Yeah.
But I always think there's a Spielberg moment in a movie, and some of them are worse than others. Jaws had the the mother coming in with the covered in black and slapping him, the chief, for not closing the beaches. And then there was a couple of them in Jurassic Park, but probably one of my favorite ones is the movie he did about Lincoln. And they're at some kind of an affair. I don't know what, in those days, presidents...
Daniel Day-Lewis, right?
I don't know.
I believe
that
so.
sounds right. Yeah. But anyway, that's some kind of affair, and two black people come up to him, who I think they may have been former slaves or whatever, and thanking him and all that. And then one of them starts in with the first sentence of the Gettysburg Address, and the other one then picks it up, and they're
407 years ago.
Yeah,
our fathers brought.
They're going through all 26 lines,
that all I remember.
Trading them off, and that I consider a Spielberg moment.
Yeah.
What was he thinking? Didn't anybody tell him? Maybe he's like Trump. You can't tell him he did something wrong.
No, it wouldn't go well. But I mean, Spielberg, he's an amazing filmmaker. But even who was I chatting with the other day? I was Joe Vogel, right? Mm-hmm. And Joe's telling me the story, and I'd never heard this before. But James Cameron, he's known to be did Titanic, right? So he made like the biggest film of all time at the time.
Yeah.
And he said that Cameron said the use of the 3D camera in the movie by Marty Scorsese called Hugo. You remember Hugo?
I know Hugo. That is a lovely film.
Oh, I never did see that. And that's a Scorsese film?
Yeah. He and he said that Cameron said it's better than I could ever do, which is rare to hear from a big-time Hollywood director, but he's paying homage to Scorsese. And of course, Spielberg's right up there in that group. But you know who I'm loving these days?
He does great movies, don't get me wrong.
Oh, no,
every one of his movies has something.
Amistad was tougher to watch, I think. And then he also did The Color Purple, which he did say at one time, he said, I wish that I would have not turned the movie down per se, but given it to someone who would have been a better cultural director for the film, for The Color Purple, with Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
And
oh my gosh.
Who's the big
I can't think of it.
The star, the female
who starts it out going to vote.
Yeah, the superstar. She's at the television show.
Oprah.
Oprah.
Oh, good heavens. There we go.
Yeah. I mean, one of the richest women on the planet for a while until now, Harry Potter.
J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling.
Talk about movies.
Yeah.
Right.
And now spin-offs, and now they got amazing stuff. And I'm a big fan.
All about good stories, right? No matter how you put it together, whether, it's Spielberg or you're doing it with AI now, it's all about a good story.
Yeah, correct.
And speaking of good stories, now there's Spielberg and Scorsese, and those people aren't here for the Wild Rivers Film Festival.
Not yet.
But
they'll be coming in droves soon.
They might be.
But,
And by the way, we text in questions or comments, 541-661-4098. I was going to ask both you guys, when did you both first kind of realize you were going to be into this independent film? Or, well, Dan, you've been doing that film festival in Orlando for how many years?
Yeah, but I was a filmmaker long before that.
Okay, and then Sue, some of your background.
I've been using independent films in teaching, so I'm a retired sociology professor. And I think that the music and the visuals and the emotions that you get in a film can often relay, and the story can often relay a concept much better than I could at the front of the class as a talking head. So I would use films as case studies or, take it apart and analyze this, or how does this relate to sociology concepts? So that's how I got into it.
So a great teaching tool.
It's a very good teaching tool.
Yeah, in Inception, right? So the movie Inception, Christopher Nolan.
Mm-hmm.
So all philosophy. And like there's a philosopher, I forget his name. He's a teacher, I think Columbia University, maybe-ish. But anyway, so he teaches a whole class on Inception and the use of Inception to be a teaching tool for for young adults to understand philosophy, because it takes you down these rabbit holes that you can't really answer the questions.
So the very abstract concepts, and bringing a film to the fore can make it much more
I'm kind of waiting for
palatable for
palatable.
the for the students in the class.
I'm waiting for Westerns to make a comeback.
Waiting for who?
Westerns. None of that conception stuff or anything. It's
Unforgiven.
Get on the horse and shoot.
I guess that is a while ago, but they're still making.
They're still making Westerns.
Yeah, just not as often.
You wouldn't. I
Just
guess
not
you
as-
you wouldn't consider the movie about the guys that were marrying women to get their oil money, the Indians. That wouldn't be a Western, would it? Nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Yes,
No,
I
no,
do.
no.
I'm trying to think of the
Television show?
No, it was a
the
movie.
Flowers.
Yeah,
Killers of the Flower
Killers
Moon.
of the Flower Moon.
which actually was
About the
supposedly
Osage.
pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Marty too?
Yeah.
Yeah, and not Brad Pitt, but Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Great. I've been watching him since Gilbert Grape. You remember Gilbert
Oh, yeah,
Grape?
I
love that
Gilbert
film.
Grape. That was one of his
Wow.
best.
Felt like they hired him and he was like cast as this,
Yeah.
you know. But
Kinda
but then you
strange
find
young
out that
man.
he's just an amazing
Actor.
actor. Sure. Yeah, Leo's tops. One of the tops of my book. You know who else I like now? Is Wes Anderson. I mean, it's
Oh, I
almost
love
like-
his film.
I think he is so underknown and not even underrated because I mean he gets nominated for the Academy Awards, but movies like Grand Budapest, one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. Now The French Dispatch, The Phoenician, going all the way back to Rushmore, and like he's a quirky filmmaker that he uses the same team, almost like how Clint Eastwood always used the same team when he brought when he was making a film, he'd bring the same people back. But I mean, Life Aquatic, like who makes films like these? Wes Anderson. He's the only one doing it, and he's even done a couple of cartoon,
Yes, animated. There's
animation.
one about the dogs.
Yeah, Isle of Dogs.
Isle of Dogs.
Yeah, and then the other one is The Fantastic Mr. Fox, which is sorry to get on a tangent, but I think for anybody
Please do.
who's looking for something fresh and new to watch, and you want to get away from Marvel movies, even though Spider-Man just hit $1 billion, not $1 billion, $500 million this morning. It's only been out for the weekend. It just hit $500 million.
I'm not a superhero
fan. Me
fan,
neither.
but I watched
I could take it or leave it, but-
the first Spider-Man. What was it, 10 years ago or more? And I really liked that. So this really has a story in it, and you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
So is the new Spider-Man any good?
I haven't seen it, but I've been spending a lot of time with my festival wife, Donna, at the Redwood, which Darren, her husband, he's a gem. I love both of those guys. But anyway, I've been spending a lot of time up at the Redwood. We got to get everything ingested into the system so that it plays off of their GDX system up there. And every
we have
time,
to shout out Redwood for
Redwood's awesome.
letting
Thank
us
you.
host the 4 days of the film festival and supporting us,
Yeah.
and especially Donna and Darren, who run the
Wouldn't get
theater.
done without 'em.
No,
Not-
they're awesome.
And also, I think I'm not a big movie goer, and the first time I was in there was last year for the film festival, and I was kind of hesitant. Going to sit in there. I thought it was awesome in there.
It's
Comfortable.
got class. It has history for Brookings.
I was so happy that the new owner didn't do much to change the atmosphere of the whole
Yes,
Yeah, it's a
Scott.
historic theater.
Yeah. Scott's got a good vision, and he's wise in many ways, but making sure that Donna didn't go anywhere. I mean, Donna's the heart and soul of that place. I mean,
Okay.
she knows how everything runs up there, and I mean, I was just with her before coming over here, dropping some movies off. She's ingesting into the system. But I can't say enough good things about the
And
Redwood.
while we're shouting out our venues, we need to shout out the Chetco Pelican Players for
Yeah.
letting us
Yay,
use
yay.
the Playhouse for
Wonderful.
our shorts
Yeah.
primarily, and they do a wonderful job of running that venue for us for the 4 days of the festival.
That's a nice little setup in there too. I've
it's
seen a
very
couple of plays there.
comfortable in there. Nice
the
place.
two-
And the Chetco Public Community Library for letting us show our
And
dogs.
yes, I saw last year. What was the one? I saw a couple great films there that you talked earlier about teaching your students, but I was so jazzed. The one I remember most of them, but I can't think of the titles. The three ladies, I think there were three in a kayak that went down the
They went
Snake
down the
River
Snake
all the way
River,
down
yes.
to where the Columbia River comes. That thing was awesome. It just
And that's gone into distribution now, so that one you
Good.
rent it.
Yeah.
Wow.
We may have even started that, possibly. We may have been their premiere. I'd have to go back and look. I didn't know they got distribution.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you have to pay to see it.
All right. Well, we did.
Hey, well, it's worth it. Let me
Yes,
tell you.
it
that
is
was,
absolutely
yeah,
worth it.
great.
Yeah, we got a bunch of great docs this year.
We're starting with the 100-Year Effect.
Yeah.
And Bill Stewart out of L.A.
He'll be here.
Big producer working with Dr. Kent Thornburg out of Oregon Health Sciences University. Their goal was to make the research around epigenetic. So this is the mutations that happen over the course of several generations. To make that research talking about teaching tools, right? To make it palatable to a general audience. And they've actually accomplished, I think they've accomplished that.
It's a great film.
It's kind of funny, like Roger Moore, but it's very serious, and he involves activists that are working with his information, including some young people that are challenging the big food industries. So that's our opening film.
That sounds
And I'm
great.
hoping that our community will turn out for that, because I think it's very informational, and it's about the health of future generations.
Yeah. And we have 3 or 4 of the filmmakers. I don't know if Bill's coming, but I think Ken's coming.
Kent's coming,
Yeah,
and so is Kelly from Klamath Falls.
Yeah.
She's one of the activists that was involved in the film.
Yeah. So
That sounds big and exciting already, and that's just one.
That's our
But we're
opener.
Okay, that
a
sounds
lot
great.
of filmmakers coming in this year. A lot more than I expected. I think 17 or 18 films are being represented.
That's fabulous.
It's amazing.
And that gives our audience an opportunity to talk to the filmmakers,
Right.
and the filmmakers to talk to each other.
Yeah.
And
Film festivals is where they make their alliances, and sometimes they go on to make films for the rest of their lives together.
Right.
It happened a number of times in Orlando.
And you do, Dan, you do a beautiful job of creating a filmmakers film festival.
I appreciate you saying that.
And our audiences appreciate it too, but behind the scenes is the building of the young filmmakers, the independent filmmakers.
Boy, behind the scenes, there's so much to talk about on that, too, of all the people. And like I said, if you want a question or comment, 541-661-4098. We love the textures. None yet. But, and we're at the halfway point of our show, so I'd like to remind our listeners that you're listening to KCIWLP 100.7 FM in Brookings, Oregon. We are an all-volunteer community radio station, and if you'd like to be part of KCIW as a volunteer, whether you would like to help out with a donation, assist us with technical skills, or even host your own radio program, please visit our website at kciw.org and click Get Involved. We'd love to have you as part of the KCIW team. Thank you. And again, I got to thank Sue and Dan. We're having a great conversation about a great event coming up this week. And a couple things. Animation, Dan, you mentioned that. I'm a big fan of, was it Claymation many years ago?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one that Ray really hated.
No, I don't think it was claymation. It was
And that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring it up.
little things just chasing each other. It wasn't claymation. I would have
Stop motion. I think it was stop motion.
Maybe it was stop motion, but they should have just stopped the motion in the beginning.
Are there any this year of any kind of animated, or do we know? Well, you probably know.
There is at least one animated.
There's one, and it's
Is it
from
really
Japan.
cute?
Yeah, it is. It's called Beneath, and then my friends. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of it. But it plays in Fiction Salad. So if you get our schedule, which we should have hopefully the website updated sometime relatively soon, but on our schedule, there's 4 short blocks. One is called Fiction Salad, and it's all of our fiction. So that'll be playing one time at the Redwood, and then mainly it'll be playing over at the Playhouse. And then only 2 narrative features this year, but one of them is amazing. It's called Everyone Calls Me Mike.
Mm-hmm.
It's from France, and
It was fabulous.
yeah, and it's beautiful. It takes place on the ocean. It's in a personal sailing vessel. So like what sailors would like try and one man, I guess they call it, like travel around the Horn, try and do, see if they can live through it and that kind of thing.
Oh,
But it's a guy and his wife and their kid, but because they have a treacherous voyage coming up to be able to make it, I think, around the Horn, they have to pick somebody else up in a town as an extra sailing hand, which turns very unique and interesting. It's a fantastic film.
And remind me again, this is an actual. They're actually doing this
On the ship, yeah, that's the movie,
because-
and it's a narrative. So
Well, I don't know that much about sailing, but as far as sailing around the Horn, whether it's Cape Horn or the Cape of Good Hope, I hear that's the most treacherous
waters.
tribe. Yeah, that sounds pretty interesting
Yeah,
and
you get
scary.
seasick just reading accounts.
Just thinking about it gets me nauseous. But
Yeah, I
that sounds very exciting. That's really-
I think it's a fantastic film. So I mean, foreign film isn't for everyone.
well,
But if you've ever sat and watched a foreign film and read the film, you don't just get caught up looking at the words. You still see the image. It's a fantastic film. Definitely worth your time. And if
Yeah.
you haven't seen a foreign film, go try it out. It's a great one to watch.
I got turned on to foreign film, Japanese movies from the original. Oh, now Samurai, Seven Samurai.
Oh yeah,
Which,
Kurosawa.
I tell you what, that was like a 3.5-hour movie.
Yeah.
I think I've watched it 4 times.
I love it.
And the one that made here, it just, to me, I couldn't even watch it. I can't remember Magnificent Seven. Compared to that original Japanese movie, it was wonderful. And that got me hooked. I did see, and I can't remember any titles now, but back in that 50s, 60s area, some more by that same director, I believe.
Yeah.
And fantastic stuff, man.
Yeah, he's got one. Kurosawa's got one called Dreams. It's a compilation of dreams that he had, and he just made a beautiful movie. And it, like in Japan, they have those cherry blossoms when they bloom, and how beautiful. And then you slow motion and their leaves falling out of just guy's a genius. And I'm not sure if it was Kurosawa who did Seven Samurai.
I'm not really either.
But he did do Dreams. So
okay.
but Japanese cinema is.
Well,
It's
and
beautiful.
The only thing that got me to watch it was many years ago because I don't have a TV now, but when I did, I was a big fan of Turner Classic Movies.
Oh yeah,
And the guy that would introduce them,
TCM.
yeah,
Yeah,
he was
Robert-
talking about.
Osborne. Osborne.
I think
Robert
so.
Osborne.
Yeah, that's right.
So he enticed me to watch it. I'm thinking, God, could it be that good? And I was just into it, man.
I think Japanese films are so visceral. They're
Yeah.
so. Joe Vogel's house. Recently, we watched the Japanese film Tempopo, which is Dandelion. It's a food movie,
Okay.
and the food is just so there for you. It's so real.
Like you can reach out
Yes.
and-
There's a scene where the couple are kissing, but they're also sharing this egg yolk between them while they're kissing, and I think it really grossed out some of the people in the room. But
I mean, of all things, the egg yolk.
well, I think the whole goal was not to break
Oh,
the
not to
egg
break-
yolk
oh.
as they were passing it back and forth
Oh, that's
orally.
okay. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
From the mind
Yes.
of someone outside of our country.
Well, and here we go. We have a text. I'll have to read, and it's from our wonderful host of the show Rainbow Connection, Mr. Troy Leah, and he says, "Wow, the Wild River Film Festival sounds like it's going to be really fun event. Great films. Thanks, Troy." So,
Thank you, Troy.
You bet. And I already said 541-661-4098. Troy, you got that message. Yeah. So, well, back to the foreign films real quick. How many do we have roughly this? And from you say. France was one.
Yeah, France, and then 2 from Japan.
Japan.
And I think even one of them's a documentary from Japan, The Seeds of Peace, maybe.
Mhm.
I think that's the other one. So yeah, a couple of docs, a couple of narrative pieces from outside of the country, but like once usually what I find is we get it in Orlando. We get a lot of foreign films that are narrative. You don't normally get a lot of docs from overseas. Now, I've seen some wild ones, like India's Daughter. Anybody who ever has a chance to see that, just get the Kleenex.
Because last year we had one from India, and they were rafting one of the rivers. I can't remember what the name of it is now.
But yeah, I can't remember. But this India's Daughter from years ago, just put it on your list. just bring the Kleenex because
I'll be darned.
it's
Powerful films.
yeah. And one thing I also love about foreign film, since we're on foreign film,
Let's do it.
like I've traveled a little bit, but not a lot in my lifetime. And the minute that you watch a foreign doc, they take you to their country and you're there. And if you're seeing it on a big screen, it's like you're traveling there and you're seeing what they want you to see in their country. So you get a lot of the culture. Like I learned about who drinks warm milk in the middle of the day, but I guess they do in Eastern countries. And you see how they serve it and how, the food that they eat and how they make their food, what they do on a daily basis, the markets that they go to. In Italy, every day at a certain time, you go and you have cappuccino.
Not after 11.
No.
Not after 11.
You know what I'm looking at?
Don't drink hot milk. Don't drink hot drink after 11.
That's a big faux pas.
And you can drink coffee, but you get an espresso. It's a little shot. You toss it back like a shot. Then you're good to go again.
For me, breakfast is several cups of coffee.
Yes.
And most restaurants here don't charge you for the second ones. But I was in, I'll think of it in a minute, a place that gives you these little cups of coffee, and I had whatever I had, and I kept going, wanting more coffee, fill it up. I thought I was probably paying $5 a cup for that.
You broke on your first day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, how much?
Well, shall we bring it back? We were internationally, but let's bring it back locally. We actually have a local film this year. We have several local films. At least one that was filmed right here in Curry County with Wowzer.
Oh, my God.
Michael's film?
Michael Gorst and Joni Lindenmeyer, big time shout out. And I was lucky enough to go see that at the library. And what a great turnout that was.
Yes, it was.
It was our best turnout ever at the library
wonderful.
for our afternoon indie series.
Right.
Yeah, and we've got, we're showing Wowzer 3 different times in 3 different time slots. So people can see it. If 2 o'clock isn't a good time for you, we have a 4 o'clock on the next day, and I think we have a 2, a 4, and a noon. I'm looking at Michael's in the booth.
He doesn't know.
Yeah. But we have 3 showings of Wowzer, so come out for that. And lots of.
That's true of most of the films. So they're showing at least twice, sometimes 3 times. So
correct.
You can kind of put your schedule together.
And if you miss one over here because you want to see this, you can still see it.
You get a $50 weekend pass. You get 3 days of all the films you can manage to fit into 3 days for $50.
Yeah,
it's
$50 is a steal. You can get a day pass for 20, right? So 20, you can watch 10 hours of movies. Like, where can you do that?
Start at noon, end at 10.
At 10, yeah. And then, of course, our VIP pass, which I think is the best deal in the industry because
it is one of the most reasonable. We've tried to keep it.
Try and do that in Sundance.
Yeah.
Try and do it Telluride. No.
Oh, even over in Ashland, their passes start at $700 for the week.
Ours is $150, and you can go to every single party. You can go to every happy hour. You can watch every movie. You get advanced seating, and you can go to all the education. You get to go to opening night film, which you can't get in.
And the award ceremony.
And you get the award ceremony. So for $150, you get all that. It's like the best weekend deal you could imagine.
It certainly is. And I had my VIP pass last year, and I bought mine for this year about 5 months ago. So I'm ready to go. Yes.
Oh, you must have gotten the buy one, get one deal.
Yes.
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 Yeah, even better.
So it was great. Well, another text from, again, Mr. Troy. Thank you, buddy. And he says, I will be Joni's date on the red carpet for Wowzer, and yes, it's wonderful. VIP pass is where it's at. I got mine. Thanks, Troy.
Thank you, Troy.
Right on, buddy.
While we're talking about keeping the prices reasonable, though, we probably ought to shout out our grantors and our sponsors. So it's possible because of funding from Roundhouse and Judith Ann Mogan and the Brookings Harbor Education Foundation and a number of other
a lot of wonderful community support.
Yeah, the city of Brookings. So we couldn't do it without those grants, and we also run on sponsorships. So we have sponsorship from Southern Oregon Subaru and a whole list of $1,000 sponsors locally. So.
Yeah. And let's not forget our founder circle.
And our founders circle.
I mean,
those people.
Oh,
are
yeah, I had that. Yeah, do talk about that a
so
little
awesome.
bit.
Go ahead.
well, our founder circle is really it's an interesting idea that I believe that Bev and Sue came up with like last year, maybe the year before. But you can, for $1,000 commitment per year, right? You number one, you get the festival, you get everything that you would get with a VIP pass, and you're also a part of a tight-knit community of people who believe in the arts and believe in the Wild Rivers Film Festival, who actually get together. There's a screening that they're doing for the Founders Circle folks
On Wednesday.
On Wednesday,
At 6, we're doing a
Pints.
private screening of Robert Mann's new Kissing Raindrops. And the only way you're going to get to see it
Is if
this year is if you're
founding member,
Fair-
a founding circle.
a founding circle member,
Yeah.
or you get invited by a founding
Right.
circle member for Kissing
And,
Raindrops.
and what's really cool about it too is it's like set it and forget it, right? So, if you if you have the income and you can afford it and you love the arts, you set it and you forget it. It's $1,000 a year. You become a founding circle member and you get all the newsletters. You find out everything that's going on as far as art walks and what the Wild Rivers Film Festival is doing in the community, including our workshop from last year, workshop potentially coming up right after we finish the film festival this year. All kinds of great stuff. And I think it's because if you think about it, if you say you just buy 2 VIP passes, it costs you $300 anyway. So for an extra $700, you're part of a group that gets special.
It's really supporting the arts in
Yeah.
a serious way here in Curry County.
Yeah,
And it's the only way we're going to have it here. It's
right. And overall, Brookings Harbor, and I'm going to include my little burg of the Smith River, all this area, I think this is a very artsy community, if that's the correct way to say it.
Sure.
And I think the arts are very important. I don't know. I don't have any kids in school anymore, grandkids, but they were kind of pulling a lot of that stuff out of public schools for a while. And I hope that isn't the case now.
music, dance,
Yeah.
film.
All of that.
Yeah,
All of that.
all of that.
Yeah.
So
I remember music was the big one. I was like, wait, you're getting rid of band?
Yeah.
At a high school?
Boy. And the little high school I came from down in Loomis, California, it was known for its band.
Yeah.
My sister was part of it, and they did a little trip to Austria and Germany. And
Wow.
it was just very educational,
and
and
you have to shout out Nick Rail and the Partnership for Performing Arts
Good
for
point.
supporting the
Good
music,
point.
the students and the music here in this area. Everything from instruments and uniforms
Yes.
to travel and
I believe
And working on a performing arts center,
yes, and working on a
which would
performing
be
arts.
really nice because we really don't have anything.
We don't.
right. And then I went down in Crescent City to see. Oh my gosh, I was just there. Let me think. There's on the middle school they have a
The Crescent.
Elk Middle School.
Yeah, the Crescent.
What a great theater that is.
It's a wonderful 300.
It was Alice in Wonderland.
yeah,
It just
Alice
came
in Wonderland
to me. I'm so
with
sorry.
the Wild Rivers Coast dance group.
It was fantastic, and I just thought, yeah. So we just need places like that,
Yeah.
and performances like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, very much so. So, back to the workshops. Let's talk about. I know last year the workshop was done a little differently, but now it's going, and this is mostly youth, all youth. I take it.
Yes.
12 to 18 still?
12 to 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have. I
Gosh,
think
they're
we
growing
have,
up too. I've seen a couple of them.
We have 24 registered for the
Yeah.
workshop this year, and we moved it from June to the week after the festival. So partly we had to pare down. So for 2 years, shout out to the Tallawahdeene Nation, we had a big grant from the
Nice.
Tallawahdeene Nation to help us run that workshop. And we didn't have that this year. And so we're trying to create something that we can afford with the grants we have from Roundhouse. And so one of the ways to do that was to put it at the end of the film festival when we already have filmmakers in town to help us with that and to get the kids together before they go back to school. So
Yeah. Shorten it up just a few, got to.
Well,
but
make changes where you have to make changes, but
Right.
either way, you're
But
getting the youth involved.
we don't lose it, and the kids get the education. We just fast track them a little bit more through the pre-production, production, and post-production phase, and get them right into the field. Because what we're planning on doing is getting them with gear and equipment in their hands faster than we did last year. So they're learning in the field.
And we have probably half of them are turning.
Right.
They've been through 1 or 2 years already. For some
Yeah.
of them, this is their 3rd year. So
And they'll be able to help.
they're coming back with some really solid chops.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
From what you said before, this is not followed up in the school in any way?
There isn't at the moment a serious program in film in the school.
If a kid goes through a couple of years of that, does that give him some chops into getting
Oh,
into
yeah. I'll tell you, like Theron.
Aaron is already running his
He's got his own
videography.
production studio,
Yeah.
probably. The kid's he's just super
doing
smart.
And how old is this kid?
He's
Just turned 15.
15?
Wow.
Just turned 15.
I thought he was one of the older ones. No. He's great. And then, just all the kids that children, all of our students, the youth.
Well, I sometimes call people 50 kids, but that's okay.
Yeah. They come in, they enjoy it and they learn it. And the thing is, nobody else is going to tell you this. There's a lot of money in movie making.
Right.
And if you enjoy it and you want to take this on as a profession, you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in lesser positions. I mean, just
As a assistant camera
as a
person.
camera operator. I got
A
buddies.
sound actor.
I got guys who work $1,000 a day, 5 days a week, and can do anything that they want, whatever they
Sound
want.
mixer, art department.
Sound mixer is his own department.
Yeah.
$1,200 a day.
Art department.
Art department.
I've spent some time in L.A. If you drive around L.A. at all, you're going to run into a movie set. I mean, it's you can't get out of it. And sometimes I've sat and watched them, and there's a lot of people sitting around doing nothing for a very long period of time. Are they making money?
Oh yeah, making a lot of it.
Oh,
So
But I bet when they have to jump into the action, they really jump into the action, would be my guess.
for sure.
I never saw them get off a bench. Most of them.
You just weren't there long enough.
Those are the producers. so
We went.
You go-
There was
you go
there was a movie that we sat and watched because it was on the pier. I can't remember the name of the pier that's right in L.A.
Santa
Famous one.
Monica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were filming this thing down on the beach, so we could sit there on the pier and watch everything go on. And we were talking to a guy sitting on a bench who was not an extra. He was a background artist.
Correct.
So we chatted with him a bit, and they were combing hair and stuff down on the beach for a long, long time. And finally, they were going to get ready to shoot, and the cops told us we were not background artists, so we had to leave.
They moved.
I was tempted, but I didn't do. I said, "What the hell do I do? This is America. I could sit here if I want," but I didn't do any of
not
that.
if they have a permit. If they have a permit.
Oh,
you
is that
get to
right?
move.
They can.
Oh, that's right. The police have the right to move you.
When the movie came out, we went to see it, and this whole, I'm sure, several days of production there on the beach amounted to 15 minutes or so in the film.
Yeah, if that sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, what you'll find in narrative films is when we get on set, usually it takes about 3 hours before you get your first shot. So you're talking about a 12-hour day. And you get in, you have breakfast, everybody gets together, you have your safety meeting, and then the guys and gals go to work. So makeup's got to set up their area, hair, wardrobe's got to set up their area. Grip and electric have to take all the gear off the truck, move it into the location, get it lit. God bless you if you're shooting on a beach. My first job out of film school, "Hey, Dan, you want to come work on this movie?" I said, "Yeah, of course I do." "Great, we're going to be on Miami Beach." And I'm like, "Well, that's 3 hours away, but I'm working on the beach. That's going to be fun." Until you work on a beach and you have to hump sandbags. You're bringing sand to the sand. It's heavy and you're walking through sand.
And it's hot.
And it's hot.
Was it what said the other sand was not union or what?
No, that sand was union. Oh, nah. I was carrying the non-union sand, or I was being paid the non-union sand wage.
Okay. Was that to filling holes in the sand, or was that to hold equipment down?
Hold equipment down.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then it gets super windy. So if you're flying what they call like a grid or a scrim or something, you have like an 8x frame. Think of a frame, no thicker. Like think of a piece of bamboo, like 4 pieces of bamboo in a big square, and then you tie a big sail to it. And now you're on the beach, and now you have to keep it there so that it does its job. You got to stick a bunch of sand on it. So.
Well, conversely, talking about being on a hot beach and going back to local films, the Small Town Nutcracker, which was an award.
Wasn't a hot beach. That was a cold beach.
And I've talked to that a little bit to Sky Marie McDonald, wonderful lady. And when watching that, and I was thinking, because I know what the beaches are like here, watching those mostly little girls out on that sand, I know it was in the wintertime, I thought that had to be brutal.
It was actually in June.
Oh, I thought she said it was.
The first time we shot it in December. And
Right.
we caught a day when the tide was right and the kids could be there and everything came together. We even had Shayla do the sand art for us. And then we got too close to sunset and the light changes so fast that we couldn't use those scenes. So then we tried to shoot it again about 3 different times. So really hard to bring the tide and the waves and the kids and
hauling
the
them in a
parents
van and
down to Pistol River where there are no bathrooms to shoot this. So we tried about 3 more times between December, and it was actually in June when we got a day.
Well, the beaches here in June can be chilly.
It was still
Let me say
windy,
that.
and it was still cold.
Especially Pistol River.
And Sky said, okay, she talked to the girls, and she said, I'm going to go do this. You can do it or not do it. And they got out there, and they just danced their hearts out on that
It was wonderful.
cold, windy beach.
Yes.
And it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. And wasn't that an award winner of a film?
It has about a dozen different awards, but I think the one I'm most proud of is the Cast Ensemble Award from our premiere at the Orlando Film
Yeah,
Festival.
how we ended up getting together was in Orlando. And that beautiful...
We took 14 cast and crew to Orlando.
That was awesome. That was so awesome.
From
here.
From the movie.
Yeah, from the movie. Not all of them are from here. Our crew was from all over the country.
Yeah, Roberts, New York. Right?
New York, Virginia, L.A.
the people behind the scenes shooting?
We had a crew of 7 from
I
all over the
didn't know
country
that.
shooting that film. So Robert Douthit was our director.
Yeah, okay.
He's
Ryan
great, by the way.
Wolfinger was our cinematographer. Liam was the sound engineer from L.A. They were from all over the country.
And you guys had to deal with some COVID junk.
It was during COVID.
And
nobody on our crew got COVID, so that was the biggest success.
Yeah.
wow.
What a time in the industry. Oh, my gosh.
We were planning to shoot 10 days right after Thanksgiving, and it ended up taking us about 2 months to get in most of the filming for that.
Yeah.
People don't think about that or realize it. Before we get too far along here, which we are already, maybe you guys could get to some of the business end of this. How do you get tickets and dates they start, things like that?
Okay, so the passes are available on our website, wildriversfilmfestival.com. You can buy your passes online and pick them up at the Wild Rivers Film Festival box office in front of the Redwood Theater on Thursday, or you can buy your passes directly at the box office.
Oh, so we do pick up our
You do
passes
pick up
at
your
the box
passes
office.
at the box office.
Yeah, it's like a will call.
Yeah.
So if you
They'll
bought
have your
online,
name
they'll have
and
Okay.
your tickets there.
Okay.
So
Easy peasy.
Yeah, and it's 13th through the 16th. So Thursday's opening night. Once again, that's for VIP pass holders. But once again, that VIP ticket for $150 is a no-brainer for everything you get. I mean, it's
Couldn't agree more, if that's the correct way to say that.
yeah, it's
Yes.
certainly worth it. But even if it's not in your, if it's not in your budget, but you still have the weekend, $50, you can watch all the movies. every single one of the movies. You'll be able to see them all. And then if you just have a day to come and hang out with us, like maybe you're coming up from Gold Beach or coming down from Gold Beach and up from Crescent City. Come on in. If you even if you only have a day, you can get, like I said earlier, 10 hours worth of movies for $20, which that's just unheard of.
Yeah. And again, last year, Sue, they had the little, I call it a soiree. It was wonderful. It was at the Brian Scott Art Gallery. Is there one of the same happening this year?
So we have happy hours all 4 days. So the one on Thursday will happen in the Pocket Park next to the Redwood Theater.
Okay.
Then we'll be at Manly for happy hour on Friday and Semi-Aquatic for happy hour on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we're going to wrap it up with happy hour at Brian Scott Gallery before the awards
back
ceremony.
to Brian Scott.
Great locations, all of them.
And I just want to say our trophies. I have to mention our
jazz.
trophies.
The awards?
The award trophies
Let's go there.
are fabulous. They are octopuses on rocks.
Yeah.
And the glass, they're glass. They're done by glass by Jazz. And the glass actually has gold in it. And each one of these glass pieces is unique and numbered. So our major award winners are going to take home a very solid trophy.
And one of a kind.
One of a kind.
I mean, she makes these. It's
And this
beautiful.
is, again, a local?
A local artist. Yes, she's over in O'Brien.
Up towards Cave Junction, kind of.
And she brought the trophies to us this past week. And they're all boxed up and ready to serve.
Jazz is awesome.
So,
and we also have our for our young filmmaker.
the Elmo Award.
I'm thinking Milos Forman. It's Elmo Williams. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Elmo Williams Award
Yeah.
for up-and-coming young filmmaker.
Right.
So are there any that are actually shot in Brookings that will
Wowzer.
recognize
Wowzer.
the bar that we go to or something like that?
Yeah.
Wowzer for sure. Yeah.
Wowzer for sure. Yeah. Then there's a couple of other ones that are really, I mean, they pertain to the area. There's Taming the Mouth, which is about the Columbia River. I know that's maybe a little farther north, but it's about all the accidents and like the boats that have capsized at like when they try and come in from the Pacific up the Columbia. That water is treacherous.
It's a nasty little place,
Yeah.
I hear, for boat. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Love it. But yeah.
We have a significant number of films this year that are Pacific Northwest regional films.
Yeah. And a great one called Throwaway Horses.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah. I mean, it's rare to get movies about horses, but this one really kind of dives in. People get
The
these
horse rescue.
horse rescue. If you say you want a horse, and then all of a sudden it's hard to take care of a horse. What about the horse, right?
No kidding.
Because they're not plowing fields anymore.
Right.
They become your family.
I believe the northern Nevada, the state of northern Nevada, I think they still run wild up there, if I'm not mistaken.
I've seen them
There's
running
a lot
wild.
of places in the country.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe
Utah,
more than I.
Wyoming.
Okay.
And of course, they're a big problem because they don't belong there and they breed anyway. They don't know they don't belong there.
So we want our audience to come share these films with us.
For sure.
This next
For sure. Yeah, we are down to 45 seconds. Okay, Sue, Dan, thank you guys so much. You're going to be on the Doc and Jacques show also this Wednesday, if I've got that correct.
Yeah, the 12th, yeah.
And it's just a great happening in our community. We appreciate you guys showing up and talking to us about it. So
It was fun. Thank you.
Well, thank you guys. Yes. You're listening to KCIWLP 100.7 FM in Brookings, Oregon. And again, we appreciate, and if you can, you should go out to the Wild Rivers Film Festival starting Thursday. All right. Thank you guys.